everyone in Summit Land. My name is David Newmark. I am the president of Summit International Flooring, and today is another episode of Summit Live. We are coming to you on many social media platforms, but we are broadcasting, as always, from our headquarters in Whippany, New Jersey. My name, again, is David Newmark. We have guests today coming in from Austria, Ms. Ebru Bayramoglu of Lenzing, and Erica Burton of Jacaranda Carpets coming in from the UK. Today we're going to speak about TENCEL fiber, and TENCEL fiber in particular in the use of carpeting. Now, TENCEL, by the way, and before I even go any further, let me introduce you. I forgot, because we're so well versed at this, to my partner in crime, Mark Becker. He's
Hello.
Our national sales director. As always, Mark, welcome. It's great to be sitting next to you every Tuesday. We have a really interesting show, quite honestly.
It's an important show today.
It's a very important show because TENCEL is a type of fiber that is terribly misunderstood. I'm not going to go too much further with that. With that, though, let me bring in both Ebru and Erica. Ladies, are you there?
Yes.
Yes. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hello to both of you, and thank you for joining us. Sorry we got our time frames a little bit messed up, but Erica, I need to tell you that England is not 12 hours ahead of us in New York, just saying.
I'm learning now. I'm learning that. I think I'm there.
We're learning it. Listen, thank you both for joining us. Ebru, you work for Lenzing, which is a major producer of various fibers, but in particular, I'd like to talk to you about TENCEL. Now, TENCEL, I wasn't even familiar with TENCEL a number of years ago until we at Summit started doing business with Jacaranda Carpets. They are firm believers in TENCEL, and we are now sold on it, but a great majority of the interior designers and decorators that we work with are afraid of TENCEL. And I understand there are a number of reasons that they have rights to be afraid. Please tell us a little bit about TENCEL and why they may be getting the wrong impression.
Okay, TENCEL is our brand for fibers produced by us. But it is a specific fiber type. TENCEL is a branded fiber for lyocell and modal fiber types, which is produced by Lenzing. And as Lenzing, we are making only production of cellulosic fiber types. This means viscose, modal, and lyocell. For our modal and lyocell production, we have a brand named TENCEL. So in the market, when you hear TENCEL, if it is correctly used, it means that it's cellulosic fiber produced by us, by Lenzing. And as Lenzing, we are Austrian-based company, yes, correct. But we do not have only production in Austria. We have a production in UK, in US, Mobile, Alabama. We have production in China, in Indonesia, and we have a recent investment in Thailand and also in Brazil. So we are a global company. And in our different production locations, we produce different type of fibers. And TENCEL is representing the fiber type of lyocell and modal. And lyocell and modal are generic names of cellulosic fiber types, production types. In Jacaranda, they use our TENCEL lyocell fibers, and they make those beautiful carpets and rugs. And our fibers, TENCEL lyocell fibers, are not only used on carpet and rug production. It is used on apparel industry, in outerwear, innerwear, denim, or home textile, curtains, upholstery, bed linen, towels, or even on shoe application. In many different applications, you can find our fibers, TENCEL lyocell or TENCEL modal fibers.
And one of the important things is that your fibers are natural products. They start as wood pulp. So there is a green aspect to the fibers. One of the points that we want to make today is that your fibers are, while the name TENCEL is out there, it's very important that we make a distinction between the fibers made at Lenzing and fibers that are called TENCEL that are made elsewhere, that are not trademarked, that are just using the word TENCEL. And this is the biggest problem that we've had in the beginning of working with Jacaranda, when we go out to see designers and they say, I don't want to use TENCEL, I've had problems with it before. We'd like to distinguish that your product is different from knockoff yarns that are just using the name. And please talk to us a little bit about like Dave and I know that you're not using caustic sodas, but please tell us about a little bit about the yarn preparation that makes it different from the knockoff yarns.
Okay, I mean, we make production of fibers and we sell our fibers to spinners. So yarn production is done by spinners. So we are not doing yarn. We are only responsible until we sell our fiber to spinners. So I can talk only on behalf of our fibers. The rest is on Jacaranda side because they need to give introduction about the yarn process. But what I can say that TENCEL branded lyocell fibers or TENCEL branded modal fibers represents fibers produced by Lenzing, and it means that sustainable wood source and sustainable production, and it means that environmental friendly production cycle, and also at the end of the day biodegradability. This is representing our production process. And we also have a fiber identification system. Even in final product, we are able to identify our fiber. We can see on the final product, it doesn't matter in whatever form it can be, apparel, carpet, rug, or curtain, upholstery, everything. We can see if really that fiber is from us, if really that fiber is our fiber or another fiber in the market. You are right, there's a confusion in the market, so that's why our branding team is working heavily protecting our brand TENCEL and giving its value in the market.
Okay, so let me switch over to Erica now and ask you, at Jacaranda, what do you do once you get the fibers that makes it a different process, that makes it better for your carpeting?
So in terms of the fibre production, that's what Ebru was talking about. So we use TENCEL fibres. This is then spun into TENCEL yarn to be made into carpets in India, where our production takes place. We only use TENCEL trademarked yarn because of the environmental credentials that it has. So it comes from sustainable wood, as Ebru said, and all of our products carry a TENCEL certification. So as Ebru was saying, they're able to really track through the production process to make sure it is Lenzing TENCEL that's being used. So all of our products carry a certification. So once the carpet is produced, it's tested by Lenzing and then carries a certification to assure you, or the user, the consumer, that it is TENCEL, Lenzing branded TENCEL. So that has gone through the production process of coming through sustainable forests and the natural processes they do to make the fibre that then goes on to become the yarn and the carpet.
Well, we know that there's more to it than that, because one of the first things that we did when we started with Jacaranda Carpets was that we spilled a cup of water onto some samples, and we watched after one day and then after the second day, without our touching the carpet at all, doing nothing to it, the watermark, it disappeared. And we know other products that are labeled TENCEL, watermarks will leave a yellow ring forever or a discoloration. So something is different with the yarn, the spinning, the way that Jacaranda is producing.
So what we've found in our investigations and our work looking at this is the way that spills, particularly of water, can react on TENCEL carpets compared to a viscose carpet. So viscose, the makeup of viscose as a fibre is more of a chemical process, there's more chemical involvement. So what we found, if you would spill water on a viscose carpet, like you say, Mark, you can get a yellowing ring that stains the carpet, almost a hardening of the fibre. And what's occurring there is, because it's a chemical process rather than a physical process, the production of the fibre, a chemical change is going on, which is then very hard to bring back. Whereas with Lenzing TENCEL, with our carpets, when you have a spill of water, You don't get the yellowing in the same way. You may get some flattening of the fibre. That is possible, and some hardening. But with vacuuming and just gentle stimulation of the pile, it will come back to its original state.
Yeah, that's very important. That's one of the key aspects of the Jacaranda carpets, is that they are real tencel and they will recover from watermarks. There are companies that are making viscose product calling it tencel. They're labeling viscose as tencel. It's not right. I don't think it's legal. Our understanding from the owner of Jacaranda Carpet is that Lenzing and Jacaranda, nobody's going to spend the money on international lawsuits to stop these knockoff yarns. So we're trying to educate people, and that's what the idea of today's show is, that there is a difference between real tencel and some of the product out there. You don't have to be completely scared of tencel.
Well, let me just pick up on that a minute too, because I've heard all the stories. I've lived it personally because we did put a piece of Jacaranda. My wife and I did put a piece of Jacaranda in our closet. Not that it just so happened we have a piece left over from something. It's kind of expensive, but we ended up putting it in our closet. And wouldn't you know it, it couldn't be more than 2 weeks had passed. And we have, I've already told you, we have a pet and he wasn't feeling well. Anyway, I ended up having to clean this carpet and I thought it was ruined. And I'm telling you, it took a number of days, maybe even a week or two, but you couldn't tell in a million years that we had a problem in this closet on this carpet. So I do know for a fact, because I lived it personally, that this tencel, your tencel from Lenzing, combined with the manufacturing, the spinning and the production by Jacaranda, it really does work.
Yeah, I think that just to point out on that, I think there's a few key things in regards to dealing with any stains or spills that someone may have on tencel and it kind of goes across the carpet things. People tend to panic, and there's various things that they will do that causes more damage. So they'll rub the fibers or scrub the carpets that can cause more damage. Also chemicals that they might grab from under their kitchen sink and cause all sorts of problems. So you do need to react quickly if you have a spill on tencel, but there are various steps that you can take that can be found on our website in order to deal with spills properly, and in a method that's not going to cause further damage to your carpet. It is, tencel is a delicate fibre, but it is more stain resistant than a viscose or something like that. And it is possible to remove the majority of stains. Obviously, some stains with any carpet, if you have a really big spill, you can't remove them, but with careful cleaning and care, it is possible.
So people can check the website to see how to clean specific stains off of tencel. The other thing that we would hear when we first went out was tencel, it's too soft, it will mush down flat, you can't use it in certain places. And what we've learned is that Jacaranda is making a carpet of higher density than some other people, and even recommends our carpets for use on stairs. Jacaranda has all of the deep, rich, saturated colors being done in tencel, as well as the typical earth tones that you might find from any given carpet line. But even with the tencel fiber, you can put this on residential stairways, and that also makes Jacaranda's manufacturing a little bit different. You can see in our light box, the close-up, the yarn is beautiful.
Yeah, it's very silk-like.
Soft, yes.
In appearance and in feel.
Mm.
And quite honestly, I mean, the way that we promote Jacaranda carpets made of tencel is like treat it like you're buying a silk carpet. Treat it with respect, treat it with care, and you'll get the look and feel and the life you expect.
Yeah, we've had tencel rugs sold now are specified into even commercial areas if it's an executive office or if it's for under a cocktail table somewhere. It's just that we ask people to think about where the product's going. You don't want to put it in an entryway where people are coming off the street where it rains often or snows and they're bringing salt and water into the lobby. Maybe the lobby's not the right area, but once you get past the lobby and you get to the office space, or there's a sitting area on the other side of the lobby further from the door, tencel's a fine product to put out as an area rug or broadloom. And we have found a lot of area rugs being sold through Jacaranda. Jacaranda does a fantastic job of taking carpets that are made in 2 different widths, 13.2 and 16.4, so we can make area rugs of more variety of bespoke sizes than others can.
And recently, Jacaranda just introduced a couple of brand new products, Amora and Arani. And one of them in particular is a 2-tone that I don't know, Alan, if you can get a close-up on this, that'd be great. I think this is just absolutely, here, I could even do it this way. We could take a look at this. This is absolutely a gorgeous product. So you've got the looks, you've got the feel, you've got the light reflectance, you've got everything that screams silk, but it's not. It's a fraction of the cost of silk.
And soft and luxurious, and that's the key. It is luxurious. If you want a really fine-looking carpet, and you don't want to spend like silk, but you want that high sheen look, TENCEL makes for a perfect product.
This question is for Erica. Are there any plans at Jacaranda to blend TENCEL with any other fiber to create a different look, different performance?
We're always working on developing new products. TENCEL remains by far our best seller in terms of carpets and rugs, because for its obvious reasons, its beauty, its natural shine, and the stunning soft feel. And we do have a range of Agra, which is a wool and TENCEL in together. They're not blended together, but it may well be something that we look to move on to in the future. And I just would reiterate your point about the density of our fibres as carpets, and it's something really important to Jacaranda. We find a lot of our competitors that deal with these soft fibres that they don't pack in the fibre so tightly in the production process. And what happens with that is when the carpet's trod on and walked upon, it traffics and it will flatten very quickly. It's really, really important with these soft fibres that the density is in there in the pack. So if you look at the pile weight on a Jacaranda carpet, or if you ever have the pleasure of carrying a roll of Jacaranda carpet, I'm sure David and Mark might be able to back me up on this, that it has a little bit of weight to it. But that is a good thing. It's definitely a benefit of our products, and something that's really important to look out for on soft fibres, or viscous TENCEL type fibres.
But Jacaranda really is an expert with the fiber, knows what you're doing, and is making a product that will retain appearance retention and it will last. And that's the key. This is there's always a way to make a product for less money. And if you don't put the right amount of density, you won't get the appearance retention.
Absolutely.
And
sorry to interrupt. What I can add that Jacaranda knows how to make a beautiful carpet and rug out of our TENCEL lyocell fibers. Honestly speaking, they really know how to use our fiber in the best way, and they really do beautiful products. I have seen many products in the world done by different companies, and they're also producing rugs and carpets. But Jacaranda is really far best on quality-wise and touch-wise and look-wise, honestly speaking. So we must give a big credit to Jacaranda by using our TENCEL lyocell fibers in the best way.
Well, there's no question that we enjoy working with Jacaranda. We enjoy the ownership very much as well. And if they happen to be watching, hello to Lucy and Richard. But I do want to also speak about one other thing that we're very proud of working with Jacaranda, and that is their good weave.
Good weave ensures the proper business practices are being used. Good weave allows outside third parties to come in and watch what Jacaranda does, make sure that everything is up to the right standards, and that's very important. At Summit, we're working with architects and designers in the largest firms that serve the highest echelon of clientele in our country. And we have to make sure that the products are made properly under the guidance and that they'll last. So it's very important. Jacaranda has been the oldest importer of hand-woven broadloom in India. Their longevity allows for, there are two things that can go wrong with hand-woven product. The two main things inconsistency of weave and inconsistency of dye. Jacaranda, with their longevity, has really gotten past these issues. We have not had any complaints. We've been with Jacaranda a few years now. We have not only have we not gotten complaints, but we've gotten lots of compliments. One thing that we should point out about TENCEL and area rugs is we will give advice to designers as far as what edge treatments to use on certain products. You don't want to have a big contrast of matted edges with high luster yarns. When it comes to product like these new products that we just showed, Arani and Almora, you want a piping on the edge, not a blind hem. We'll explain that. It has to do with some of the loop pile in the yarn, not to get too technical today. Just to say that when you want to make area rugs, Summit International will give you the right advice so that your area rug will meet your client's expectations and beyond.
Well, it's this show today was really more to, I guess, calm the nerves of the interior designer and interior decorator about TENCEL. They've been afraid of it. They've been afraid of it because there are so many copycats that are just copying without putting the quality in. You know, they call it TENCEL. It's a real problem, I know, for Lenzing, because it's misrepresentation, quite honestly, and it creates a very bad, it just is a bad name. Now, we know TENCEL to be different. We're working with it now for years. We don't have any complaints on it. I could assure you that our relationship with Jacaranda just grows every year due to their quality and service.
You know, Dave, what I like to tell designers is that a lot of product will look pretty when you put it in an architect folder. That doesn't mean that it will always perform. Jacaranda carpets made of TENCEL will perform when they're used in the right areas of the project.
Yeah, that could be said about any product. Specify correctly for the right location. Anyway, going back, we'd like to thank you both, Erica and Ebru, for joining us.
Thank you.
I know that it's
Thank you.
different time zones. I guess Erica is 5 hours. Ebru, are you 5 hours as well, or 6?
6 hours. 6 hours.
Okay, no wonder we've all had problems. But anyway, thank you for readjusting your schedules to be here. Thank you for participating. We look forward to working with you both in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Well, that wraps up today's episode of Summit Live. Lenzing is a great company, but they can't do it alone. They use Jacaranda as one of their top manufacturers. They can't do it alone, and they use Summit to distribute Jacaranda in the United States. We always welcome questions, whether it's about a show or a topic you'd like us to discuss. You can reach us by emailing us at info@summit-flooring.com or calling us at our toll-free number, 877-496-3566. Mark Becker, as always, it's a pleasure.
For sure. Thank you very much.
Alan Smith, as always, behind the scenes, thank you for everything you do and for being here and working the board and somehow keeping us all together. We will see you next week, same time, same place, 2 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, 11 a.m. Pacific. Thank you very much and have a great day.